Art in Vedic time it says there is the karigari, hunar, but now it's not a karigari. Copy stuck the art, destroy the art. कि रू से मिल गई, मैं तुझ में समा गया, तू मुझ में समा गया. शायद कला का दस्तूर यही है.
Namaste. Today we are having a special conversation with Professor Rajesh Yadav. He belongs to Pacific College of Fine Arts in India. He is the director there. Likewise, he is also the cultural ambassador to South Korea from International Center for Art and Ideas. Apart from that, he is also a visual artist, much celebrated in India, and he belongs to the Rajasthan Udaipur. Mr. Yadav, welcome to the show of
Namaste.
Bhojpatra.
Namaste.
So let's begin our talk from your childhood. What was it like, and how did you grow up in Rajasthan?
Basically, I belong from very simple farmer family, and my father is little working with construction sites and also, and my grandfather also a good architect and contractor, and my main influence of the art is belongs to my village historical and the culture monuments fair and festival. The time is attracts me, and in the childhood I think about the art and art world.
What was your childhood like? Is there any turning point in your life that you got inclined to art?
Yes, in 1987 when I got the first prize in drawing competition is one of the first turning point in my life where I think about the art and art world.
So, what was the prize like? Do you remember vividly
Yes,
those incidents?
is the Camel Art Contest first prize in all India, and I receive a medal and certificate and few art material is given by the Camel is a very famous art material company in India. The Camlin awarded me in the All India art function. That is my the main turning point in the life.
Were you in school in those days?
In seventh class, I study in seventh class.
And after that?
After that, slowly, my art interest is become coming from my art teacher. My mentor that time is the DC Gupta. He is a postgraduate from Santi Niketan. He teach me and encourage me to develop your art, and one day you sure become a good artist.
So, he had kind of influenced you in your childhood.
Yes, of
Right.
course.
And after your school, what did you do?
After the school, I took admission in very famous art college in our state is the Rajasthan School of Art Jaipur. Is one of the fourth or fifth British founded art colleges that time, and is also known as the Hunri School of Hunar. Is the very famous, and so many student and took the admission in this college.
Were there many students in those days when you joined the college?
A student apart from India,
No, from India.
India,
Yes.
so many in other fields different in a student from the states is along with me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Were there any influential teacher? in those days?
Yes, the perfectly our faculty is very important, and those days are the very famous Indian celebrity artist name of Surendra Joshi, and second Vidyasagar Upadhyay professor, and so many other art mentor or gurus are doing such beautiful works in contemporary art world, and I was influenced. And my first interaction between the very famous celebrity artist Jatin Das sir, he organized a camp in my city, and I first time interact with the celebrity artist, and I influenced very much. I learned something from the live paintings of the Jatin Das, and I changed my work, and I started my own style and influenced by the Cubism.
So we'll be talking about Cubism and how it influenced you. What exactly is Cubism?
Basically, in the college study time is the academic education, and our former principal of the art college, late Mohan Sharma. I saw the artworks of the Mohan Sharma, and we interact with our teachers and faculty members. It was a cubism, and exactly I know much more about the cubism by the help of Professor Surendra Pal Joshi, those who are described me, and also encouraged me to start your work in cubism. And I create so many works that time. It's part of academic, but is also famous in the art market.
Right. But is there any basic trait in Cubism? Like most of the people, what they do is when they learn Cubism, they tend to think that everything in this universe is a cube, is
Yeah,
in the shape of cube,
yeah,
right?
yes, of
So
course.
can you shed more light on how he, interacted with you
In
that
my
made you?
opinion, cubism is basically a style is developed by similarly story of the human life. You see the artwork from the cave art, early caves works in Lascaux, in the Pachmari, in other caves artwork made by the early men, were the same process. Was the human anatomy and how the early men interact with the human anatomy in different forms like a circle, triangle. So, is style is not a very new. It's a start within a human life process. That's why I'm very much
Mhm.
influenced.
So after your college days, what was life like when you began running yourself in the real life? What was it like?
It's not easy to farmer family. Any members are in a tech entry in this global world because art need a time, money, and the life standard, and is totally different in both lifestyle in the farmer life and the art. It's very different. So in starting this, I have a lot of struggle. In morning session, I join the college, and after the college, I do the artworks job, part-time jobs like just filler, just cleaning, and just some letter writing works, and whatever collect from this side part-time work, I spend for the colors and the sheets. So it's very difficult. After 2 years in academic education, I joined with the senior artists and go through the help of set designers. Is a very famous filmmaker, the Sanjay Khan Saab.
Yes.
He is a very gentle person and invite to the all art student. He just do the work in the set designing. We give the per day money to you. You spend for the your art world and do something. So just 2 years I do different works in part time, and afterwards in BFA part third, I started sell my works.
Oh, wow.
And the first art gallery, uh, the very famous art gallery in Rajasthan, Juneja Art Gallery, gave me a platform to I exhibit my work and start selling.
How did it feel when you sold your artwork for the first time? Was it a happy moment? Was it a sad moment? What was it like?
It was very much a happy moment. In second year, I create some very simple geometrical base in etching prints or etching works, graphics, and I show to the Mr. One of the art collector Bhandari in Jaipur, and he was very happy. Please give me to this, and I exhibit in my gallery, and it's completely sold. So is the accidental turning point in my life. I am more influenced to do the good artworks in cubism, and I started on canvas and give to the other galleries also.
So does that mean when the artists sell their artworks and the incentives that they get, does that make one artist really famous, or does that make one artist really satisfied?
Is very difficult question for me because art, especially for me, art change the life, art make the life. Sometimes arts just like a bread, sometimes arts or any creation like your dreams, sometimes is a struggle. So whenever I sold my work, it's more effective for me to I just made a new artworks and approach for the new creation. So art is a different eras for me.
And what was the response like when you exhibited your artwork for the first time in the gallery?
It's wonderful experience. The first one man show in Jaipur, and I create few compositions on canvas, and side by side I experiment on the mixed media, making a small murals in four parts. Is after 2 days of the inauguration is the sold in the gallery, and after this show is first show his name is the face to face with Rajesh, and I suddenly change my style. I go through the mural, and mural becomes my signature style
Right,
till date.
right. So the last time I had seen so much of your artworks where you had created murals using so many different materials.
Yes.
Does that try to mean that the art now has come up from the canvases and it is now going to the walls with different mediums?
Yes, of course. After the basic academic section or academic education, every artist need to explore or break the boundaries. Same for me. I play with different mediums like cement and concrete, clay, terracotta, iron, brass, copper, wood, marble dust, and many more. I experiment each and one mediums and create lots of mural for the private collection and also government projects in Udaipur.
Right. So the turning point came when you exhibited your artwork in the gallery itself. And after that, I had heard that your paintings are also in the House of London and have traveled to so many places. Could you share more light on it?
Of course, a very happy moment when I called from the ICCR, the Culture Action Center and the head office in New Delhi, and Each and every country have the Indian ICC Art Center, is also known as the Nehru Art Center in London, and also known as the London House. The London House, selected as a one-man show in 2009, is my first biggest and a one-man show in which I took so many mixed media artwork, and approx 60 paintings I carry with me and exhibited in London House. My chief guest is also a surprise for me. One of the famous actors in India, Sarmila Tagore ji, is my chief guest, and Gandhiji's grandson, also the chief guest. And both are inaugurated my show, and very happy that I am in very young age you join in the London House, and it's totally very affectionate artworks is made by the mixed media, and especially focus on face to face. It's just like my story. Everywhere I used different type of global faces along with Indian mythos spirit, art, culture, heritage also. It's a wonderful show. And after the inauguration, my 10 artworks are taken by the Nehru Art Center as the permanent art collection in the main lobby. Is a very great opportunities that I am.
Was that after that you got famous in the global arena and you started selling your artworks in the global platform?
Yes, it's only by the main art gallery, Juneja Art Gallery. Juneja Art Gallery conduct at least 5 to 10 one-man show. Every year we organize the one-man show, and in 2006 to 9, I sold a lot of works. I've become a young Rajasthan, more sellable artist also.
Right. So by then, has had the theme and the subject matter that you used to choose changed by that time? Like you started from cubism, right?
Yes,
And are you still stick to that the particular medium or
no.
okay?
In early style is the cubism. Then afterwards, I go through the play with the mediums and focusing on local folk art and the heritage motifs. I involve different type of facial expressions, sometimes influenced by the Picasso, the head series, sometimes influenced by the M.F. Hussain Saab, is also great artist. And nowadays, I am very much influenced by the very famous UK based Indian artist Anish Kapoor Saab. Is something different because is the need of time, and the art world totally change.
So do you mean to say that with time, the ideologies and the theme needs to be changed for an
Yes, of
artist?
course. According to the time, is really need to change, especially architect, artist, designer, musician, everywhere. But our roots of the art, this is still same connections.
True.
I am always connect with my roots. My motives also are connected with my folk art, my heritage, my culture, my monumental. But presentation is totally different. Yes, my medium day by day change.
So, is there any particular things that you want to say to the artist who stick to the same medium and same kind of imageries in their whole life?
No, art always change the life. So I personally feel every day you learn something new. Why not you change in your style, especially in working your thoughts and idea, and play with all mediums. Work for the every classes, like for the village or for the urban, rural, whatever you feel, you do it.
You have come a long way in the art journey yourself, by
Yes.
yourself. Uh, by this time, do you feel that the art is good or the art makes much more sense with the artistic lines that you create or the ideas behind the creation of the art? What is more important for you?
Last 25 years, I completed my 25 years as an art educationist and artist, and last 5 to 10 years, I curate different type of symposiums, art exchange program, live workshops. I invite so many artists from other countries. I think art is the identity. If you really work with deep patience of the art, you change the world. But still, your idea, like the everyday you do the practice on the making sketches, also read the books. What is going on in the today's world? You are much connected. Then you create something new. That is the point.
Right. So skills are not mandatory.
Skill is little bit important. It's just some like the academic education. At least every medium artist, like a photographer to painter to designer, need to the basic fundamental of art. Then you enter in the art world. First, you connect with the global world, yeah, how we interact each other, and always the good artworks mixed with the real soul. Artists think first, sometimes on paper, sometimes on in mind, and we paint canvas. Day by day, we change, we feel the emotions in the canvas, and in the finally, artists put the soul in the art. That makes the masterpiece. And commercial is something different. Commercial arts like craft or prints making or something, it's not the unique concept. It's just like a production, and production never makes the masterpiece.
True. Is there any difference between the commercial artworks and the masterpieces, like you said?
Yeah,
How is masterpiece created, and is it the artist who defines it's my masterpiece, or the
of course,
viewer
of course.
decides it?
In art world, if you are have a different ideology, masterwork is need a big portfolio, the long journey is also right, and sometimes you work very suddenly and you create a single artwork for the society, or is very much more connected with the society, is also masterworks. But commitment is the single work, is the original work, single artworks. If the artwork is copy, it's not a masterwork.
So, I'm going to ask you a very basic question: is art created or it is made?
Again, very difficult to say about art creation. Art always created by the any person, and every human beings have a special identity. It's just like a ID. Only medium is change.
Right.
So, first we observe our environment, we learn from nature, then we do the process to create something. Without observation, it's not possible.
True. Right. Okay. So we'll talk a little bit about the Art Pivot,
Yes.
the organization that you started, how it began, how the concept of Art Pivot began, and what is it doing in the international and national arena.
This is a wonderful story and really is the touching story with me. It's not accidental. It's just like a dream project. It's a mission for me to connect to the world. When I am in second year and I am selected for the Cartoon University, Australia, I received the letter of selection and mentioning you just take a flight ticket, you got that 2 years scholarship to learn something and complete the education in Cartoon University and join with us. And in very early talk, I am introduced myself. I am belongs from very poor family, farmer family. It's not an easy task to took a 1 lakh rupees ticket and fly to for the Australia. I go through the different sector and ask for the help, but nobody gonna give to me. Finally, the project is cancelled. I'm not going to the Australia, but I promised myself, why not, Rajesh? You make these dreams according to you. You start self carving, draw the world map. Where you want to go, you just pin drop. Mark the country. One day you are be sure in your project. So first time I give the name World Art Migration Program and letter to ICCR New Delhi. I started this program myself. It's totally designed and curated by me, and we organize a very small art exhibition in Jaipur and give the name World Art Migration Program. And later we modify the name and I founded my organization in 2009 with the name of the Art Pivot. Pivot is the soft and everyone are in the central line, and we start to roaming the world just like a gypsy. I invite whole global people to join with us, artist, designer, filmmaker, and variety of different mediums person. Till date, we have a 51 art ambassador in the world, and almost I completed my 21 international art symposium, art workshop in Udaipur, in Jaipur, in Kolkata, Mumbai, in abroad, Malaysia, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, Dubai, fourth time in Nepal and Indonesia and so many countries. And every year we focusing a wonderful program. Its name is called the World Heritage Art Festival, because my motives in the artworks, I directly connect with the heritage. I love heritage because as an artist, I think heritage is the identity of the any country, identity of the successful humanity. So now we are focusing on this project, and we day by day invite the more art ambassador, but it depends on the collaboration. And one more important things, till date, I've never take any government support. These all programs are supported and organized by my friendship. My good friends sponsored me, give the accommodations, traveling, sometimes financial supports, and now I'm very much happy.
Right. So while we were talking in offline, you were telling me that it's been around 25 years since you are teaching in the college. When you remember your days in the college days, and when you see the children these days who are in the art field, what difference do you find?
A big drastic difference. In my student life, we are very much obey. Our professors only focusing on the give the one very important tools in your life. If you want to succeed, do the lot of sketching, read the books, study the art motifs, roaming here and there, visited museums, means depth study about the art and culture, not for the your country cultures, around the world. You see the what is the Greek, what's the Mongolian, what's the Chinese art, what's the Japanese, and I really blessed. I follow all these things, and now I am in the learning process, but I feel happy. I am become artist, but in 25 years journey of as an art mentor, I always give the lesson to my student to do in the same process, do all these things, whatever I observe, whatever I feel, but little bit change. A new generation is not very friendly with the books or history, don't like to visit museums, don't like to interact with the senior artists. Is the a great difference between our past and this present contemporary world. But very few are obeyed it and become a good artist maybe in future.
Has their level of creativity in some way enhanced or increased due to the technology? Or are they still the same? Like
It's
in the
not
days, yeah.
bad. You should go with the technology, but not destroy the art world. Technology is good to improve the art world and yourself also. It's very necessary to how to communicate with the rest of world. Technology is good to finish the artwork in very few hours, but this technology, the present technology, is completely destroy the art. A word handmade is completely slowly destroyed. Art in Vedic time it says there is the karigari, hunar, but now it's not a karigari. It's a machinery made by machines, print by a machine. What is the art?
You've achieved so much in your life and you are a successful artist yourself. What are your future plans with your life?
After this wonderful journey, my next plan to I develop the global art village, also known as the Art Pivot Global Art Village in Udaipur, in my hometown. I request to the government and give the project to allot me the at least 10 bigger land nearby the lakes or the river. I developed myself this project. Under the one roof, I thought about the good museum where I exhibited the all my collections. We invite the people from different country and build by the very simple artistic motifs and use natural things, eco-friendly, and especially focus on the old scraps, because in my journey I create so many scrap public art murals for the government buildings, craft village. So the same concept, but is totally dedicated to the global art. We invite the people and is completely free of charge for the international artists, designer, muralists, filmmakers, media person, writers, dancers, every intellectual person come and join with us. We start this planning as a membership of this global family, and very first we invite to the especially bamboo artists, those who are making the bamboo sculptures, huts and all designing things, and run this global village. And was the return gift from Art Pivot is the those who are work with us is throughout lifetime membership. To any time, just inform 1 month ago कि we the group of 5 or 10 people just join the art residency with Art Pivot. We book the space and you come join the Indian heritage, art and culture, interact with local craftsmen, you do the seminar, live workshop and enjoy this art world. It's
Making it
our
free is nice, but how would it function?
yes. If any institution not run by without money, we the people after the free session means in the vacant time we book as the for the tourist or visitor also is a little bit a 50-50 global and sometimes we give for the art events and rest of part is for the self finance scheme. If from the rest of world any artist those who are want to visit our studio spend 1 month or 2 months just book online, spend the money and enjoy the art world, and this money the receiving money continue this wonderful project, this develop the more rooms, huts, whatever those are needed is our future project. No?
Like you were saying in your when we were talking offline, रू से मिल गया.
Yes, art is always develop the brotherhoodness, peace, calmness, a new world of beautiful art. Everywhere is the multicolors life. To enjoy yourself also give happiness to rest of world. So it's the wonderful talk with you, and हिंदी में बहुत अच्छी लाइन है कि रू से मिल गई, मैं तुझ में समा गया, तू मुझ में समा गया. शायद कला का दस्तूर यही है. And is really I am blessed, I am an artist and I always respect to the different cultures. That's why I completed my 25th country as a personally represent the India is my life.
Like in the last time, You were also telling me that you started the Pacific College of Fine Arts. How did the concept of inception of this college came? And what is it like to be the director of the college itself?
It's also very dreamful project for me. And after COVID is suddenly in process, Pacific University invited me to founded this college because in Udaipur, no one university started as a course of BFA, MFA, and 1 year diploma. I am also ready to run this project, and last year I started the college, Pacific College of Fine Art, with graduate degree. It's completely professional art college, and now more than 22 students and 4 PhD scholars also in my college. And I am happy to spend my rest of life for the teaching, art patience.
Let's talk a bit about the copying of artwork. The artists generally what they do is while they are learning their skills or the traits, they tend to copy the artworks of the famous artists. But still there are people who make their living just by making the sketches that others have made. What's your statement regarding it?
Is also copying is always a very little happiness, or sometimes more popular to than depends on the artist, like Hussein or Picasso. The few galleries are those who are not able to buy, give the copy. It's okay, but copy stuck the art, destroy the art. If you are not buying something original, then we stuck the surrounded society. So, if you like to support for the art world, you buy something. Is depends on according to your budget, but buy original. It's also help for the craftsmen, for the artists, for the graphic designer, for the photographs, and try to avoid the copying process, in my opinion.
So you've been to so many places and you have even been to Nepal
Yes,
and it's your fourth time like you
yes, this
said.
is my fourth time.
You have seen the artworks here and you have met so many artists here. I'm
Yes.
sure about it. What do you find, or is there any suggestion that you want to give to the Nepali artist, or any messages?
Yes, it's, I say it's very good for the Nepal art world. Uh, my 8 year ago visiting and this visiting is the also change. Now Nepal is stand just like a welcome the art world, invite the people, not like my previous visiting. Nowadays, so many Nepali artists, those who are doing such a wonderful works. I just met to the Mr. Kiran, is one of the chairperson of Nepali Academy, and
Mr.
also
Kiran Mananda.
Manandar, right, Kiran Manandar, and also very young and dynamic Mr. Acharya, those are
Mahesh
all
Acharya.
Mahesh Acharya, those always do the landscape of the Himalayan valleys and all things, and also talk with the art market of Nepal, and our good friend Sham Sundar Yadav, the president of GP Korala Foundation, and observe the feedback regarding the selling the artworks. People are more active rather than 10 years ago. Is the different things. So I am happy to interact with each other, and I am surely one day Nepal contemporary art world is making a good world map and have a place to stand in the successful career.
So looking from a close land, since we are bordered, What do you find are the hindrances for the Nepali artists or the artworks that Nepali artists create to go to the international arena? What are the hindrances?
Very few are very much influenced to the contemporary art world, and its percentage is very low. And rest of is the own same. I forgot the name. One of the very good printmaker. It's a very senior printmaker. I saw the work in the hotel arts. The big prints belongs to is the etching prints belongs to temples compositions and the bells Buddhism and is the international recognized work. So I suggest to the Nepal art world to develop much more according to the contemporary art world and sure to represent Nepal in the big symposium like Paris Biennale, Miami Art Festival, Tet Modern Art Festival in London. Make those good positions.
Right. So it was nice and hearty conversation with Mr. Rajesh Yadav. I'm very blessed to have you in our show. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much to you, and I'm really glad to interact with you and your team and the local artists. And it's a wonderful meeting with you.
Yes.
I wish you all the best for your future, and see you soon.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Thank you so much.